Hello people, hello camera, hello YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching this. It's been a very long time since I made a video just talking to the camera or just talking and not singing or playing an instrument or mouthing to a music video, because I mostly didn't have things that I just wanted to talk about anymore, and I'd rather express them through song, and I still want to do that. But today I have something I want to explain because I have something I want to announce. So the last project I uploaded to YouTube, like major project that took major effort, was a kind of Christmas present of I called it Sunshine Arirang. And it was a combination of two themes set to video of my parents' trip to Korea in October. So it was meant as a Christmas present to them, but the music aspect of it was a serious effort. I'm very proud of it. Because of the Subway song is still my most popular, famous, beloved work. And that was sort of an adaptation of a song that you hear everywhere in the Korean subway still to this day. And along that line of thinking, I thought, well, the other most popular song in Korea is Arirang. And how can I possibly adapt that into something? And I thought about it for a long time. That was something I was thinking about. And finally, I thought of combining it with You Are My Sunshine as a sort of gift to my parents. It was something that for a long time I put off because I didn't think I was capable of interpreting it in a way that would express what I really wanted to get across. But I finally thought that I was ready, and I did it, and I'm very proud of it. I can't watch it because I get teary-eyed because of the music. So I bring that up because that's a project that I really wanted to do for a long time, and I finally did it because I was finally ready to do it. And now I'm considering something that I've been thinking about for even longer. Literally, before I wrote my first song that I eventually posted to YouTube, before even the Kim Yeona song, before the song I wrote called 27, which I never recorded the lyrics for, I was dreaming about writing music and making music videos. And my dream was to write a rock opera. At the time I thought, well, that's crazy. How can I possibly write a rock opera when I haven't written just a regular song yet? So it's been my secret fantasy dream to write a rock opera, and that's what I've already started working on. So what is a rock opera? It's not an opera. It's sort of a misnomer. Anyway, the term itself was coined by Pete Townsend of The Who when he wrote his first rock opera, and possibly the first rock opera, Tommy. He followed that up 2 albums later with Quadrophenia, his second rock opera. Rush's 2112, I would say, is a rock opera. I don't remember if they actually classify it as such, but it very much is. Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick, a 45-minute sort of single track, although it sounds like different tracks. Rock operas have also appeared as recently as a decade ago. Green Day's American Idiot was a rock opera. So what is a rock opera? First, we have to say, what is an album? Albums have traditionally been ways to package music, so people buy a thing and it comes with a bunch of songs on it. Usually the songs are just whatever they wrote in that period before they released the album. Sometimes there's an overlying theme, sometimes there's a concerted effort. Usually it's just whatever music they wrote in that time. With the way digital music is released lately and the internet and YouTube and stuff like that, the concept of the album is in question. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose anymore. A concept album is an album where all the songs have some intentionally connective tissue to them, or they are arranged on the album in a way such that they are supposed to be listened in order, because they tell a certain story, they have a certain theme. They don't tell a story, but there's a deliberate arrangement of the tracks, and it's supposed to convey something overall if you listen to all of the tracks in the order that they are arranged. For example, the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper was a concept album. The first track is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and the sort of second to last track is a reprise of that same theme. The final track on Sgt. Pepper is A Day in the Life. And if you think about it, whenever you hear A Day in the Life, it's always preceded by the Sgt. Pepper reprise. You almost always hear those two tracks together because that's kind of the concept. Even though they're two separate songs, you can't really listen to one without the other. Similar to Queen and We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. They are almost always played together. A rock opera is a slightly more involved concept album. The big difference is there's usually a story that goes through all the tracks. There are characters, there's a plot. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense. Often it makes about as much sense as the plot of any single song. The Who's Tommy is about a kid who's born deaf, dumb, and blind, and he awakens sort of through the process of playing pinball, and he becomes sort of a cult leader, and then he sort of betrays all his followers. It's nonsense, but it's amazing music. What appeals to me about the rock opera format is that I've only written one song at a time, and all the meaning of that, let's say, one song, and all the context of one song is only contained in one song. It's not like you have to listen to another song to understand the next one. I mean, it's fine to work on one at a time, that's how most people do it, but I kind of wish that my songs had something deeper to say, something more. Most, if not all, of my songs are about Korea, but they don't really paint a picture of Korea. Each song focuses on one distinct thing about Korea. Sometimes it's making fun of something or a parody. Sometimes it's celebrating one aspect. But there's usually an element of fantasy or exaggeration so that it's not really reflective of reality. It's more like a fantasy idealized version, like the Subway song. I'm not saying the Subways are bad. That was my feeling about the Subways when I wrote the song, that I kind of love them, and that's what I reflected in the song and the video, this idealized version of the Subway. But that's not really reflective of life here, which, not that I've always been trying to capture the life, but the longer I've been here, the more it is my life. And I feel like I want to reflect what my life is like, what life here is like. And you can't really effectively do that just one song at a time. So that's kind of what my rock opera is intended to be, to have a number of songs with a connective story to really paint a clearer picture of how I feel about living here. I mean, fun videos are fun to make, but I feel like I can put more effort and more meaning into stuff that I feel personally about. It's very hard to just describe in words, which is why I prefer music, because music can convey feelings that words cannot. So through this rock opera, I hope to convey life here musically, visually, lyrically, conceptually. I always thought that I'd be overwhelmed to work on simultaneous projects, but even though these are separate, multiple songs, they're all connected in a way. So I feel like focusing on one is focusing on all of them. But this is my big 2017 project. As you may have noticed, unlike other YouTubers, I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. I like to switch it up. I like to challenge myself, and I like to keep myself interested. And I feel that the effort's gonna be worth it. I already feel very enthusiastic. If you're watching this and you're in Korea, if we're friends, or if you're just hanging around, I might need help filming at some point because I'm gonna have multiple videos to film at the same time. So stay in touch, please, because I might need you. That's all. It's been good talking to you. Hopefully we'll talk again soon, or I will.